What's going on, everybody? It is Destroy with Astro DFS here, and today's video is probably going to be one of the quicker videos, easier than the other positions. Not as much tight ends in the NFL that are worth looking at. There's only a handful. Receivers, there's quite a bit, always will be. Running backs is always a question, but tight ends, you pretty much get 10 to 12 guys that you would ever consider. Everybody else is just pretty much non-existent. So let's just get right to it. Travis Kelce, the highest tight end by far. Look at the price difference. Let's just look at something really quick. Like look at this. Look at Patrick Mahomes to Jackson, 600. But guess what? Travis Kelce to Evan Engram is $1,500. $1,500. If you go Kelce over any other tight end this week, you're mistaken. Because he has way too much money. There's way too many options at wide receiver this week for cheap prices to go after Travis Kelce at 7,200. Yes, he's always a good play. He's got a really good floor, but like 9 out of 10 times I'm taking Evan Engram this week than Travis Kelce. There's so much you could do with Evan Ingram's price, Waller's price, Andrews. Like, there's a lot of potential here. So Travis Kelce, I'm fading in everything. Just going to fade him. So we're just going to go to Evan Engram. The reason Evan Ingram's such a great play is because he's on fire. Him and Sterling Shepard looked really good with Daniel Jones. Those three carried the team after Saquon went out. He's 5,700, and if all these wide receivers are out for the Giants, not like the Giants still have this star casted wide receiver core, but if they are all still out, Evan Engram and Sterling Shepard are two really, really good plays against one of the worst passing defenses in the league. Like, Giants, Washington, and Miami are three of the worst passing defenses in the league. Defenses in the league in general. So great play, 5,700. Definitely worth a lot of looks. Going to produce well. Darren Waller playing Indiana. I think it's safe to say if Oakland's passing the ball, they're throwing to Williams or they're throwing to Waller. Waller looks good, 5,200. Put up 30 points last week, I think, without scoring a touchdown. Yeah, he is yet to score a touchdown, so he is due. Does he do it this week? I still don't know if he does it this week. I'm a big Waller fan, have been all year long. And 5,200, good play. I'd still rather go Evan Engram here or pay down at Mark Andrews against Cleveland. The reason being is if I've talked about it, Cleveland's defensive backs are hurt. They might have to have the linebackers play zone a lot more, which opens up Andrews' possibility. 5,000, he is going to play. That's what I've heard from all the reports. He had his worst week of the season last week. Like, still got targeted 7 times, only 3 receptions, 15 yards. Like, the other times he's been targeted 8, 9, and he gets yards. The touchdowns, but he gets yards. That's the big thing. They're playing a hurt Cleveland's defense. They are home. A lot of favorites here for Mark Andrews. Definitely a great play. Do believe this is the most expensive he's ever been to. You could see his price is jumping. It'll continue to jump. I expect him, like I said, to have a really good game this week. His price will go up. Delaney Walker at 4,800. Atlanta hasn't allowed that much on him for tight ends, but they haven't played that many good tight ends. Delaney Walker is a reliable tight end for Tennessee. So you can see he gets targets too. He's definitely one of their go-tos. That week 1 against Cleveland is probably one of his better games you're going to see. 4,800, he's not a terrible play, but he's not the best either. his matchup could be good, but Atlanta hasn't seen a good tight end really. So I don't know what to expect from Delaney Walker, and I just don't know what to expect from Tennessee's offense. They look good at one point and terrible the next. So next we have Austin Hooper, one of my tight ends last week that I thought was going to go off. There was 3 tight ends between Austin Hooper, Greg Olsen, and Waller. Like I said, and guess what? All 3 went off. Like we could just look. Waller 30.1 without a touchdown. Hooper 24.6 with 2 touchdowns. And then Greg Olsen 25 with 2 touchdowns. Like all 3 guys were good picks. I don't have as high hopes for him this week. The 3 definitely going Waller. Austin Hooper, that's probably one of his best games he's going to have all season. Don't expect him to have that crazy. He's a guy that's probably going to get you 10 to 12. I think is a good line to put him on. You could see Minnesota 16.7, Indiana 24.6, Philly 7.4. He's a guy that's 10 to 12. 10 to 12 is a good base to have him on, and he's a great play if you need to spend cheap on a tight end. 4,300, great play. Greg Olsen, same thing, 4,200. Seems like Allen has the same faith in Greg Olsen that Newton did. That's why Olsen was such a great play. And I started to fade Olsen just a little bit because you didn't know what Allen was going to do, if they were going to do a whole new system with Allen than how they had Newton. But they did the exact same thing. It's just Allen played better than Newton does. So Greg Olsen's still a really good play here. 4,200. He gets targets, gets yards, gets touchdowns. Like there's nothing to hate about him. The matchup, I'm not too concerned with Houston's defense. They look good against Jacksonville, but that's pretty much been it. I'm not too worried about it. Eric Ebron, one of my favorite plays here, just because they are playing Oakland, and you have to watch for T.Y. Hilton being out. If T.Y. Hilton is out, between Marlon Mack, Eric Ebron, and the receivers, so Pascal and Campbell, all interesting plays. I think Eric Ebron's probably one of the guys that benefits the most from T.Y. Hilton being out, so definitely make sure to watch at 4,000. Great price. O.J. Howard, I'm not taking him because Rams have a fairly good defense against tight ends, and we haven't seen O.J. Howard play good at all. Like I always say, staying away from Minnesota and Chicago this week. I don't care who it is. I don't care how cheap they are. I'm staying away from that game. Jack Doyle, not taking him. Going Eric Ebron, pay $300 more for more production. And I think everybody's favorite play this week, definitely who I'm taking in almost everything, is Will Dissly. The reason being, so all the other tight ends that we saw were under 4K for the most part last week. They're all above 4K now. The only one that's not is Will Dissly, and we're gonna maybe see why. I think my internet's going out because it's storming, so we can't see his recent games. But he has been getting touchdowns, and Russell Wilson is liking Will Dissly. Russell Wilson looks really comfortable in that offense now, besides Chris Carson. Between Tyler Lockett, DJ Metcalf, and Will Dissly, they look really, really good. Very good chemistry and in sync. And Arizona has the worst defense against tight ends this year, last year. And with Will Dissly playing the way he has and Russell Wilson at 3,600, I mean, it's one of the safest plays that you can make. You free up a lot of salary. And if you get hurt and he only gets 5 to 10 points, it's not going to hurt you because you save salary on him. But the matchup is so favorable for him that you have to go to him. Yeah. I mean, it's hard not to. But so, yeah, Will Dissly is definitely everyone's favorite play this week. The other names, Rudolph, like I said, Minnesota, Chicago. Vernon Davis, yeah, he's a good play. If TJ McLaurin is out, definitely is interesting. I think they said McLaurin is questionable, and off the report today, it doesn't look like he's going to play. So Vernon Davis, very, very, very interesting play. Like if you need to save $200 from Will Dissly for some reason, go Vernon Davis. That's about it. Hurst, I'm not taking Hurst because Andrews is there. Hawkinson, I mean, he had a good week one. That's it. Higbee might be a good play here. It seems like him and Goff had a pretty good connection. He got hurt. Everett couldn't fill in. Should be a high scoring offensive game for the Rams. They're playing a terrible Tampa Bay defense. So he has potential. I don't hate it. I don't necessarily love it. But if you need to save even more money, Higbee's right there. Like I said, more of a way more of a GPP play than cash. Atkins, maybe the other one. They're playing Carolina. What he did last week is honestly a fluke, in my opinion, and we won't see it again. I could be wrong, but I don't think it is. I like Carolina's defense in this matchup this week, so I'm definitely not going Atkins. O'Shaughnessy, Jackson, Denver is another game I'm avoiding 100%. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for tight ends. Like I said, there's only a handful of people. Sucks my internet went out, I do believe. But yeah, that's it for tight ends. Like I said, shorter video. Definitely some really good matchups. And you always have to watch injuries, especially this week. This week for cheaper wide receivers and cheaper tight ends. Like this could benefit a lot of people. So definitely watch the injury all the way until Sunday. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, subscribe if you're not already, to see more of our videos that I am posting every day for Astro DFS, and make sure to follow us on Twitter at Astro DFS. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next video.